MrBeast has just gotten exposed again in a viral video. And if you thought the situation couldn't get any worse with MrBeast actively employing predators and torturing people, well, you'd be surprised. But there also seems to be a huge problem with the video towards the end, and I'll get into why that is. Anyways, today we are talking about the quote-unquote most charitable man on the goddamn platform being exposed as a greedy little thief. Allegedly, just trying not to get sued. Now right off the bat, the video starts off really weird, thanking Chris Tyson of all people.
How could a person so high in status be challenged by a person like me? It's like me going to Elon Musk and saying, well, he did this and he did that, and no one would ever believe me because I'm literally just a nobody. So I have Chris Tyson to thank for allowing me to have this platform to tell my truth.
And he just doesn't even explain why that is. What the fuck? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to discredit the video or anything, but you'd think twice before thanking a fucking PDF, you know? So apparently the guy is an editor, he works for multiple big YouTubers, and as a result the MrBeast team contacted him. However, they wrote the email as if it was a follow-up, when in reality they had never spoken before, which is really weird.
I certainly don't remember reaching out to him. I responded in the email and then I proceeded to post a Facebook post because I was so happy. Everything is dated, and to make sure this information is credible,
he then goes on to show all his Facebook posts to confirm it's real, all the people that replied to that post, and from the looks of it there is genuinely nothing wrong. He had even posted a video expressing his excitement.
I'm not even going to be editing for the guy. I'm going to be using my mata. I'm going to be making ideas for him to make videos. Years of hard work has led me to this. My heart is pounding out of my chest. And as you can see, I'm flying to Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina.
So they wrote, working at MrBeast, we are collaborative first, and I was forwarded your submission. If you are interested, I would love to chat about a potential full-time or contract role work on the MrBeast creative team. Notice how they also don't hire him for the editing team. They hire him for the creative team, the guys that come up with ideas for videos. Luckily for this guy, or unluckily in this case, he was actually a very creative individual. But the real question is, how the fuck did they know? Anyways, a day later the guy responds to the email. He then goes on to talk with the team in 2 different meetings. Then he gets another email, basically arranging him to come over for a vibe check to, you know, see if the guy's good enough to actually work there and stuff like that, saying if possible we'd like you to come in for 3 days at some point next week. I've got our recruiting coordinator Leslie CC'd on this email. She will help figure out which days you can make it and handle your travel arrangements. And lastly, he gets another email where he's asked to draft up some ideas for some potential videos that could be made in the future. And finally, his travel arrangements were made, where he would stay for 3 days obviously and return on Saturday. Now this is where the video starts to get a little suspicious.
If I don't show proof for everything that I'm saying, assume that I'm literally lying about everything that I'm saying, okay?
Now this is the first time I've ever heard anyone say that, and he does explain it by making a pretty outrageous claim, I gotta say.
There is an iPad as soon as you get to the warehouse, as soon as you walk in, and you have to sign in. And they ask you things like your first name, last name, email address, all that, phone number and stuff like that. And I have a very, very, very high suspicion that when you sign your name in there and you sign in, I think you're also signing an NDA. They don't come out and say it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happened.
Now, if that is actually true, that is nuts. That is manipulative. But I highly doubt you can actually sign an NDA without knowing you're signing one, you know? But the actual suspicious part of the video has yet to come. Anyways, after that, he shows the various ideas that he has drawn up to present to the MrBeast crew. And I gotta say, some of these are genuinely cool ideas.
Underneath elevator, I wrote one thing. The ultimate goal is to escape the elevator before it reaches the top floor and the bottom falls out beneath you. But I also have a second variation. Pick, lock, tool, groove, chain in the wall. Goal is the same except the elevator moves a little faster. Move the chain, object, lock, pick tool to unlock the locks on the roof and the elevator reaches the top. In the second variation of the Squid Games, I say Mario style, floating obstacle course. Instead of using floating blocks, which is impossible, we will use floating rack hoisted by 4 cranes. Floating rack hoisted 200 feet in the air. Each section of the obstacle course will change depending on the distance made. Start from one platform to another to advance. Safety harness will be eliminated due to the net underneath the platform.
See, pretty cool ideas, you know, so I'd personally keep the guy if I were MrBeast. However, I don't willingly hire predators on my show, so I guess I can't really speak for him, you know. Anyways, when the guy actually arrives there, he doesn't even go to work for the first day because they apparently just tell him to sit in the hotel room for an entire day, which why even make him fly out a day early then? Anyways, on day 2, they actually sent him over to work a bit on the "in 10 minutes this room will explode" video.
Wasn't really feeling it. Wasn't really my jam. We went out. I will put a little video up here of me working on like a little laser challenge for that.
Anyways, after helping out with that he actually gets sent over to another one.
And we're working on a video. We're working on a video called "The World's Most Dangerous Obstacle Course."
And now is the part where we are allegedly presented with some proof.
From here on out, I'm going to start speaking more theoretically so I don't get sued. So there may or may not have walls in this MrBeast studio where they're all dry erase marker where you can just write anything. So if you have an idea, you're like, oh crap, I don't want to forget it, write on the wall.
Now it seems kind of weird to say there may or may not be a whiteboard at their workplace when, let's be honest, it's just a fucking whiteboard, dude. What are you scared of? And it's especially weird because you already showed some footage of the actual workplace, so it doesn't even make sense to get scared at that point. You already broke the quote-unquote NDA if there was one.
This is a picture of my pitch that I wrote. So you see right here, you get really close. Bloodthirst. Let's see. Elevator. Let's even get close. Glass challenge right here. PT hallway. Sound familiar? It's my prompt. This is the world's most dangerous obstacle course. And we're working on, like, as you can see, the intro, the hook, the money mechanic. Right here, we're looking at, this is the most important part. It's just rooms. I just did a prompt on the world's dangerous trap rooms. This is perfect. I can do this.
Now, normally I'd say this could be pretty easily faked because all you need is a whiteboard. But in the case of MrBeast, I believe that we should all give the benefit of the doubt to his opponent, unless it's his fucking ex.
The one thing that I'm looking at the most is all the way at the bottom. It looks like it says Marlo, but it says Mario. Mario is my was my idea. I wanted to see how I can make an obstacle course with those floating blocks. And I thought about it and I realized it's just impossible to make floating blocks in the air. I don't know how you would do it.
Dude, imagine actually Nintendo suing MrBeast though. That would be fire. I mean, guys, they literally sued the guy for being called Mario. Like, what?
And I realized that, you know what? I couldn't do the floating blocks, so I wanted to make sure I can do it another way. So I had an idea of a truss with 4 cranes holding it up, and I wanted to be able to go across it. That was just the first section of it. I wanted the intro of the video to be something so outlandish, so crazy, a viewer had to keep watching.
I have built the most deadly obstacle course in the world, and my friend Mac here.
Oh, it's his friend Mac again, the mansion owner.
What are you gonna spend the $800,000 on?
I mean, my life's changed now.
Yeah, I'm sure that $800,000 is really going to change your life.
Anyways, thereafter they do a meeting, they need some ideas. This guy goes on to pitch his amazing idea. They fucking love it.
The only person who didn't like it was C1 because it wasn't her idea. The budget was originally $1.7 million. That intro alone cost $1.7 million.
Damn, MrBeast, 1.7 million on an intro alone? That is a very generous budget as far as a video goes. Surely this means he pays his workers as well. Oh, unfortunately we have decided not to move forward with your candidacy at this time. We really appreciate you coming out and vibing with us. We would consider you for a role like this in the future, but the timing isn't quite right.
At first I was like, you know what? Maybe that's true. But then I started to think about it a little bit more.
And then he sends an email asking if he presented himself in a poor way or some shit, receives a reply saying there's nothing wrong and that he's probably gonna get paid. But does he actually?
Take a look at this picture. Take a good hard look at this picture. Does that remind you of anything you've seen so far? Does it remind you of anything you've seen remotely close to it? Or does it look like the exact same thing that I drew? The exact same thing that I pitched? Everything. Do you want to know how much I got paid for that? Zero. I didn't get paid a single dime.
And there it is. Is anyone surprised at this point that MrBeast is a greedy little bastard? Allegedly. Like, even the most money-hungry company, EA, doesn't do this type of stuff. The guy was too stingy to provide Jake Weddle with a suitable living environment, on top of having a manipulative, disgusting motto, on top of just now actually taking precautions against predators, on top of never cleaning up the area they fucking film in. Allegedly. A billionaire, by the way. Well, actually, he provides 0.1% of his income to charity. You monster. How could you ever criticize him? Shut the fuck up.
This man, this company, his employees not only took the time to exploit me, to have me work for them under the false pretenses of a job that wasn't, you know, that they weren't available or able to give at the time, yet they had many people go in and out, in and out.
Imagine being in this guy's situation though. You stay there for 3 days, give them amazing ideas, they don't accept you as an actual employee, don't pay you, and farm you for millions of dollars. Allegedly.
You're a billionaire, man. Pay people for their ideas. Don't just fly them out there, take their ideas, and send them home. You're giving these people false hope. You're taking their dreams from them. You're taking everything that's about them.
Okay, look, the video was pretty good up to this point. What happens next? A fucking self-report.
I know this may sound really crazy because, you know, I'm asking for money. And that's basically what I'm doing with MrBeast. I want him to pay me. He owes me this money. He owes me this. He can't, like, you can't just keep doing this to people. You can't do this.
I mean, it's pretty reasonable. The guy just wants his money back from MrBeast, right?
I'm gonna start a GoFundMe.
Wait a second, you're asking money from us, not MrBeast? What the fuck? Hold on, let him cook.
We work too hard to be stomped on by these guys, to be trampled by these people in power. And who's the one that benefits from it? Think about it. Who's benefiting from this? Me or MrBeast? It ain't me.
No, both of you are benefiting from this right now. So this is your GoFundMe and you are asking for $1.7 million, the amount that MrBeast spent on the intro. What the fuck?
The budget was originally 1.7 million. That intro alone cost 1.7 million dollars.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Why do these people fucking throw the game? You had such a decent video and you just decide to pull this one. You say some motivational stuff like, oh, we're gonna beat them together, but you ask for $1.7 million, which isn't even gonna be put forward to sue MrBeast or something like that. It's just for your personal money. And at the end of the day, it's just a fucking idea. An idea could never be worth $1.7 million. That's just not how it works. But you're also asking the wrong people for your money. How does the public owe you $1.7 million? And I hate how people try to criticize Dogpack404 for, oh, he's just a clout chaser, but who gives a fuck? This is the actual problem. Manipulating your viewers into giving you real money. You know what, bro? I was on your side. I actually liked the video before watching it, but now I'm just gonna have to dislike it because it's genuinely just a manipulative way just to make you gain a few extra bucks. It actually makes you question the integrity of the story. Is this guy telling the truth now? Is he lying about what he experienced? Is he trying to just hop on the hate train, the MrBeast hate train, the dog pile? Oh, wait, just as I was about to upload the video 19 hours in, and after receiving some hate and a lot of comments criticizing him, the GoFundMe goal of $1.7 million rubbed me the wrong way. Why are you asking for the exact $1.7 million that they spent? $1.7 million fundraiser is wild. Unpopular opinion. No, it's actually very popular. 1.7 mil, bro, go fund yourself. The GoFundMe had me weak as fuck. 1.7 million? And even Dogpack404 himself DM'd the guy, delete the fucking GoFundMe because you're being a manipulative bitch. Asking for 1.7 million from us is crazy. Now, what did he do? He finally fucking changed it to $1,000, which should be zero in my opinion, but you know, it is what it is. 24 donations now, $495, so he's halfway there, man. Good job leaving behind a trail of greed.
So please support your boy.
No.
And let's just hope I don't have to do a part 2. I am though. I actually am. I have so much more proof to go to. I have text messages. I have everything. Let's get it.
Well, I don't know, buddy. You just threw your credibility down the fucking drain. To the point where you might as well just hand over all your quote-unquote evidence to Dogpack so he can make an actual video that would be actually credible, you know? Sorry, it's just that I genuinely hate people that try to manipulate their audiences. This guy had a pretty good case, but he threw it all away when faced with actual greed. Just like Mr. Greed.
So I have Chris Tyson to thank for allowing me to have this platform to tell my truth.
Anyways, if you want to criticize me, go for it. And just so you know, guys, I will always update the pinned comment if there is any false information within the video. This is just my opinion on the situation. But if you like the video, you might as well subscribe. Take care of yourself now. Peace.
Only quality content here, folks. Subscribe, please.